Hello fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Greetings, you're on Galactic Soul Healing. My name is Sonia Jane. This is your reading from the 4th of December till the 10th of December. And yeah, so if your Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter or Saturn in your astrological birth chart is placed in any of those three signs I just mentioned, then this reading may resonate with you in full or in part. Also, just take what resonates and discard the rest is always good to do, and you can of course use your own intuition to interpret the cards as well. That's welcome. And because you are the expert in your own life, so yeah, and these readings are not designed of course to replace the guidance of a well-being professional, so just so you know that at the outset. So we're going to be looking at what some current energies are you may be experiencing, as well as some things you may not be aware of, some guidance from Spirit, and a galactic collective with some messages from them to you also. Right, so fire signs, let's just cut this deck now and I will grab 3. You actually just put your cards out here and see. Right, Queen of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune in your current energies. Looks nice. In what you might not be aware of, you have the 4 of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. And for spirit guidance, we have the Sun, gorgeous, 3 of Cups, lovely, and the Ace of Pentacles. Wow, this looks awesome. Okay, let's go row by row. So yeah, I think overall you're actually feeling in pretty good place at the moment, pretty good place within yourself, or yeah, let's just look at this. Yeah, we'll look at the top center row on your current energies. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I personally really love this card. It's kind of like you are possibly at the moment, you may even be feeling quite grounded and centered, which is fantastic. And you're kind of thinking about, you're kind of creating a bit of a vision for yourself as to what you're wanting to do. You may be feeling a little uncertain. And the reason that I say that is because just on the left of the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Cups, which is very watery water. And this can be a beautiful card for intuition and introspection, and also acknowledging your feelings, which could be what you're sorting out at the moment. You could be just contemplating more your feeling life, your intuitive life, to just see how it's going to fit in the mix, and you're really kind of working on generating some feelings of it being okay for you, or generating feelings of faith. So it could even be that you're feeling that you do have a fair bit of faith in yourself at the moment. This is also a card about time as well. So, and we have the fixed signs of the zodiac around here too, around the outside. This is quite a card of, sort of stability to do with time and the cycles of things. So, I mean, I think currently you're probably entering a new cycle, and you are basically contemplating that. You might be sensing it. Okay, you might be sensing it. Let's look at the next row. Or that there's something that's going to be changing as you move forward. Yeah, just consolidating where you've been. where you've come from and how much you've done, possibly. Okay. And it's interesting that what you may not be aware of is that we also have the Page of Cups underneath here as well. And this is often a card about, playfulness, using your imagination, okay? It's also a bit of a card of artistry and communication and expressing feelings as well. So the Queen of Cups she's not so much expressing feelings. I believe the Pages and the Knights of Cups do more of the representative, more of expression. So I think it's in what you may not be aware of, because it's like you may not be aware that there will be benefits for you if you can express some of what you're going through here, and even expressing it in a way with others that is not competitive, but like a bit of a playful kind of jousting. This is supposed to be a card of fighting disagreement and futility and things like that, but it might be helping you to discern what is helpful for you to share emotionally and what is not going to be helpful, and when I say what's not helpful, it means that sometimes if you say things or express feelings, it can just lead into drama and lead into arguments. So it's about it's about expressing your feelings in a way with the kinds of people that you can trust, that are not going to jump on it and make it turn it into a negative. Okay. And here we have the Four of Wands. So the Wands are often about spirituality as well. And this is about, a completion, a successful completion of something, and a new start as well. So it's interesting that maybe we just talked about a cycle, or ending a phase, or going through a period of consolidation. Yeah, it's almost like you've got, these two figures here, and that can also be two aspects of yourself, your divine feminine and divine masculine. Okay. Yeah. And of course the wands are the fire sign, so there is fire and water here at the moment. There is a bit of earth. Let's go to your guidance anyway. We'll see what's happening here. So this is a guidance to share, but also to do what you need to do to kind of get yourself into a happy zone, and working on your personal charisma, or your is mojo a word? I think it's probably, yeah. So doing what you can to perhaps feel uplifted in yourself, and working on that just inwardly, what you can do to assist your inner positive feelings about yourself. And that's probably, it's really going to strengthen your ability to be able to express. This is like, I think it's an intuition. I think you might be coming into an awareness of your intuitive aspect. And here we have the other shine. The spirit guidance is to shine, and to also be aware that your inner child, which can also be represented by Page of Cups, your inner child is a valid energy that, when it's combined with your higher self and your adult self, that it can actually lead to a lot of fulfillment, happiness and meaning in your life. So, and this is the beautiful white horse here, which is to do with truth. And this is the red here, to do with passion. So it's about, what you were passionate about as a child. Okay. So, and that's really going to help you too with identifying those feelings of happiness and fulfillment here, and you know, sharing them with others as well. And then the final card for your spirit guidance is this. It's like it's like a gift that Spirit's offering you. See how you've got this Three of Cups is flanked by these two beautiful circular discs, which, you know, the circle is a symbol of the soul. Okay, so it's a very possibly like a very soulful reading. And I think oftentimes the Page of Cups can be a very it's about creativity too, so kind of expressing your creativity. We have another circular symbol here with the Wheel of Fortune, so this could be translated as a, you know, a soul, symbol of the soul as well. Yeah, so you may be doing some meditation currently. You might be going inwardly. You might be doing some subconscious work. You might be doing some art. You might be listening to music. You might be getting into natural healing therapies or modalities, activating that intuitive side of yourself. And yeah, it's going to lead to a victory, a success. It's going to help you with your success. Okay. And, you know, and it doesn't hurt to activate your imagination in this too, and make it what you need to make it. You know, things are as we make them. You know, we create, and this can be like healthy kind of competition. It could be just colleagues, like, you know, sharing information and backwards and forwards, a kind of sparring of spiritual energies and that type of thing. It's really hard to tell from this card whether they are actually, you know, whether they're just playing or fighting. So it can just be like a melee, you know. I might look at that as the melee card from now on. So, you know, it can be a positive melee or it could be a negative melee, you know. But the interesting thing too is that we may not think we have a choice as to who we have to associate with, but that could be true sometimes. But then we do have the power to gather or be with the people that we need to be with, okay, in order to help us to move into our soul, more of our soul energies. Let's grab a card for your collective. So it seems that this is a theme of yeah, just moving into, you know, more happiness and perhaps activating your creativity. Just going to spirit guidance now, high frequency beings, to just see if we can extract a card here that's going to be helpful for fire signs to move into their creative, intuitive aspect. And we have pushing the envelope, Lyra. There's lots of Lyran energy today. We just had them for the earth signs too. Present. Let's read this one. Number 17, Lyra pushing the envelope. Okay. A Lyran trait that humans share is the need to push the envelope, to force ourselves to go beyond limitations. This is what drove them and us to always grow more, beyond the laws of physics, beyond current technology, and beyond physical endurance. This can be a good quality when a breakthrough is desperately needed. However, this trait can become obsessive and cause us to never rest and always push ourselves to exhaustion. This most likely has been a karmic pattern of yours for many lifetimes. Now it is time to let it go. Your self-care is more important than pushing the envelope. Wow, that could apply to the collective, couldn't it? Just everyone. So yeah, and I have a feeling that, in actual fact, this is what this card is about, this reading is about, because the Queen of Cups is you know, like the self-care. And I have a feeling that you are coming into more of an awareness of that, of your need for that, and many of us are coming into that awareness for ourselves. And this really here, this is the card of not pushing the envelope, folks. Okay, that is a stationary horse, and he's just sitting and contemplating, just being in the present moment. Okay, and I think now this card seems to me, it's actually saying there is plenty of time. You know, there is plenty of time. We don't have to rush, because I think sometimes when we feel like we've got to push, that's when we feel like we don't have enough time. Okay. But yeah, self-care, and of course the Page of Cups, getting in touch with your creativity is just an awesome thing for self-care. And you know, this is self-care too, you know. But that can also be, this card can also be an encouragement to move into lightening up and having a bit of fun as well. So, you know, yeah, so that could be another thing that you'd like to throw in the mix, is to just kind of chill back, you know, just have a more playful attitude. And this is going to help with, you know, the inner child, energies, which can become manifest with the adult ego and the higher self in harmonization together, and it can really help you to experience that fulfillment here. Okay, this is a really joyous card as well. This is a beautiful reading, fire signs. I'm really happy for you that this all came up. Right, let's grab so I'm going to grab a deck for like inner child creativity kind of energy. A deck for that. What have we got? I haven't got my fairy deck here at the moment. That would have been handy. Okay, let's just go with this one. I've got my Alice in Wonderland tarot here. Right, so just let's look at, this is just an awesome reading for getting self-care, kind of touch with creativity, just kind of lightening up, a bit of play. Let's just grab some cards from here, Spirit, and we'll just see, get some guidance on perhaps how we can, a bit more guidance on how we can do that. Okay, I'm going to cut the deck. A little bit like Queen of Cups there, just shuffling. Okay, we picked one off the top. Okay, the Star. Yeah, that's gorgeous. That is very much like it's kind of got a Queen of Cups energy, but it's also a very spiritual card. Okay, very much. This is, you know, looking at her reflection in the water, so it's self-reflective, utilizing that element of water here, but nature as well. Being at one, being centered and aligned as well. It's kind of cool. Sorry about the reflection there. So the Star, that was awesome. Cool. Let's grab another one off the top here. Okay, this is a Seven of Wands energy. Okay, and it's a little bit, kind of a little bit like the Five of Wands, hey? But this is really about, yeah, this is Alice. She's in Wonderland here. You know, defending herself with a rake. This is about really protecting that your right to have time for yourself, and protecting your right to bring on board your creativity, to bring on board your spiritual, you know, this is your spiritual imagination, creative aspects. Okay, yeah, and even with intuition, you may not be aware that creativity is linked into intuition as well. So, yeah, and here we have the Three of Swords. And this card came up in the last reading as well. So it's also just being aware that if you have a tendency to self-sabotage, so the cake here, the heart cake, represents your, it represents this, okay? The 3, it represents your happiness and your inner child, your light, okay? And if the swords are like those sabotaging thoughts that are getting through, so it's really about, yeah, just in terms of self-care, really seeing if you can extract or change those thoughts into something else that's going to help you to restore the cake here, so to speak. And it's almost as if, you know, if this was, say, you in the center and these were your thoughts sort of coming here, it's almost like your self-sabotage. You've got to defend yourself against your own self-sabotage here. And I've experienced that. It is possible to defend one's truth and one's right to explore one's creativity and intuition, okay? It's just we sometimes feel subject to external forces and other things going on around us, but we do have to do this centering and alignment into our own souls, okay? Which is kind of what the Page of Cups is doing here. He's kind of just, I mean, he's looking at the fish, but he's kind of being, he seems quite present with himself, okay? And that's often what creative things can do. They take you into a zone where it's kind of like, yeah. And here we go, here's the 8 of Swords, which is really that, that can be a self-sabotaging card too. That's the card of feeling like you are restricted, but in actual fact, you're not. It's just the thoughts that self-restrict. Okay, so this is guidance from Spirit to just be aware of, or it's actually from the Lyran collective, and Spirit together, because you know, it's all high frequency. I just sort of put them together sometimes, but yeah, it's sort of like when the Lyrans went through this expansion, it's sort of like, yeah, at some point you have to stop pushing yourself in a direction that society wants you to move in and come back to what's true for you and really defend that and identify those thoughts that are coming in to stop you. And here we go, this is the 2 of Pentacles too. So yeah, so we're really juggling our own self-care against, you know, external forces here. And we do have, I mean, obviously we do have some responsibilities that we need to fulfill, but we shouldn't be doing this completely at the expense of our self-care hour and activating our imagination and spirituality. Okay, one more card. And here we have the Page of Pentacles. That's kind of cool. So he's actually contemplating, yeah, just another playful energy, another page energy. So this is kind of very youthful and playful, contemplating. And here we have the Ace of Pentacles. So it's like, you know, it's almost like someone's given him the Ace of Pentacles here, and he's looking at it and going, wow, awesome. You know, like a little gift. So, yeah. So really that's what spirits and the light beings are saying, is that, you know, we have been given a gift of our own soul energy, of our inner soul. And it is more powerful and expansive and awesome than we think. And often it's just the societal constructs that cause us to have the thoughts that don't really put us in this situation where we can help ourselves. But we can actually change those thoughts. Yeah, get heart and mind in alignment. Okay, so that's all I have for you, fire signs. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.